in the last 2 days, it's been all about the past. But today at Pittodrie, it's all about the present and the future. It's a huge game against Hibs. Kick-off today is at 3 o'clock UK time. Pittodrie today is a sellout as we remember our magnificent Gothenburg greats who will be in attendance today. Here's the top of the table, just a reminder of how it sits. St Mirren take on Hearts also at 3 o'clock, so no doubt we will have one eye on that game today. But it's all about cementing third place and continuing that push for Europe. Let's just give you a gentle reminder where we are. So next up, Hearts against Aberdeen. Then we play St Mirren. And then we finish our campaign against Celtic at Celtic Park. But we're all hoping by that point that a Europa League qualifying spot has been achieved. Good morning, how are you doing? A very warm welcome to Ali Beg AB TV here on YouTube. Well, hasn't the past couple of days been absolutely fantastic? 40 years since Aberdeen beat Real Madrid in the Cup Winners' Cup, and the celebrations will continue today. Let me just give you some information if you're thinking about heading to Pittodrie today. So there's going to be an unveiling of a commemorative plaque which is being placed on the main stand. That's happening today at 1:45. That's to remember our Gothenburg greats and the achievement. The club are asking that you get to the stadium early today, but the turnstiles will open at 2 o'clock. The Gothenburg greats are going to be welcomed onto the pitch 15 minutes before kick-off, and there's going to be a display in both the Richard Donald stand and the Red Shed today. And the club are asking, as the teams walk out of the tunnel, please put your cards in the air for those of you who are sitting in the Richard Donald stand. So it's going to be an absolutely fantastic occasion today. Can't wait to see it. Really looking forward to it a little bit later as well. I just want to give a quick shout out to a young man, 8 years old, Callum Bleasdale, who is making his first trip to Pittodrie today, and I really hope it's a memorable occasion for him. So today is the preview show, which means it's all about you getting in touch and leaving your comments on YouTube. Leave it under the video and tell me how you're feeling ahead of today's game, because this is where I'm at with it. And I really hope you understand where I'm coming from. And as much as the past couple of days has been phenomenal, it's been wonderful to see social media. I've never seen social media so good. It's been fantastic to look at. Fantastic to read everything about Gothenburg and remembering what was our greatest ever victory. But what I don't want to happen today is to detract from what is a huge game for the football club today as we continue our march towards securing third spot and then getting into this Europa League final qualifying spot. So I don't think it will, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but it's just a little niggle that I have. I just don't want it to, I don't want the focus to be taken away from what is a huge game. I've got every confidence going into today's game. I think we continue to be very solid at the back. It was an outstanding goal that won the game last week. As I mentioned in the review show, on a different day we would have beaten Rangers comfortably at Ibrox. So today it's all about taking the chances when they come. We mustn't let them settle. We need to keep an eye on them on the break. Because I've got some stats that I'll show you later why I think we need to be careful about Hibs today. But overall, I'm feeling quietly confident. So yeah, just get in touch. Let me know how you're thinking. I also just want to say a massive thank you to all of you who tuned in on Thursday night to the Gothenburg celebration show that I produced. I'm really sorry about what happened at the end. I know it was a bit of an abrupt ending. Unfortunately, the broadcasting system that I have here crashed, and it shut down my computer. So I'm really sorry about what happened, but I'm absolutely thrilled how many people have actually watched the show so far. So many thanks. Right, so what I thought we would do is we would just start with the Gothenburg greats, and again, just continue to remember them. And Charlie Allen, so the celebration started on Thursday night, for the boys who came up and had a gala dinner. And Charlie Allen, former sports editor of the Evening Express, very kindly sent me this video of the boys who got up on stage. I'm also very grateful to Gary McIntosh, who sent me these photographs from yesterday's event at Pittodrie. First and foremost, remembering Tati Cooper. There's the group photograph of the boys after they received their accolades. There's all the signatures in the book after they received the freedom of the city. They then made their way into the stand, and there they are. Isn't that just the most magnificent photograph? Our Gothenburg greats. A lot of people actually got in touch and asked why Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't there yesterday. So from what I understand, he's already received the freedom of the city, so he didn't have to participate in that. But he is planning to come up in November because there is another sort of celebration gala planned for November. So from what I understand, he is actually looking to aim to come up to that then. Right, so first and foremost, just bear with me because I need to clear some space here on the broadcasting system so that I can bring you what I think will be today's team lineup against Hibs. And what I'm hoping is that Ross McCrory has come through his fitness test. You know, Barry said in the presser yesterday that he's back up on the bike and he's back in the gym, he's back training. So I just hope that the game hasn't come too early for him. So first and foremost, let's get the team up. Here it is. So this is what I think will happen. So I think if Ross comes in, he will just simply replace Hayden Coulson. So I think we'll play three at the back. Ross will push forward. And then I think it will be Johnny, Leighton and Hilber through the middle. I think Ryan Duncan will play just in the hole with Duke sort of floating in and around as he normally does. And then Bojan to play up front on his own. So let me know what you think of that team. Do you think it's right? Or do you think it's wrong? I'm only basing this on if Ross is fit and he starts today. So this is what Barry had to say ahead of the game. I want to try and win. I am quite open about that. I want us to win every game we play. That won't always happen, but we have to believe it and have to set ourselves up to do that. Hibs on Saturday will be a real tough game. They are well organised and coached, and they try and play. Hopefully, they will open up and try and play as they have been doing. So that is the thoughts of Barry Robson, who, of course, won a second successive Manager of the Month award this week as well. Right, so let's open it up to you guys, first and foremost, to get you on before we do anything else. And let's see how you are all doing. Oh, I can't wait for today's game. I really can't. So let me bring that down first and foremost. There we are. Okay. So, SITV Network has said, great show the other night. Thank you, mate. I really hope you enjoyed it. He's predicting a 2-0 win for the Dons today. Duke and Bojan on the score sheet and Hearts to fall apart again in Paisley. It's going to be a tough game for them today. Let's see what happens. Graham Barron is on. Hi, good morning. He wishes everyone a good morning. Let's get back to winning ways today. Pittodrie will be rocking. I absolutely loved the Gothenburg special you did on Wednesday night. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Graham. John McDonald is here. Hi, John. Greetings from Bonnie, Canberra. Let's get right into them today. Kaiser's on saying fit like everybody. Jason Campbell is expecting a 3-1 win for the Dons today. Matthew Call has said, came off show yesterday, so gutted missing today's game. My wife and the kids will be in attendance. 2-0 the Dons. Graham Black has said, interview with John Hewitt was heartbreaking. The good side of football, really. Yeah, so I played an old interview that I conducted with John Hewitt a couple of years ago when I was still living in Doha, and played it on the show. And I was delighted how it was received first and foremost, because many of you commented they hadn't seen it before. And John got very emotional at the end about when he was speaking about Tati. So I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. Christopher Mainland, I said, it's all going to come together today. 3-0 to the Dons. Bruce McKenzie, early start for me today. I left the house on the Isle of Lewis at 6:15 a.m. Just leaving Ullapool on the bus to Inverness, then a lift to Aberdeen. I'm absolutely buzzing for the game. And so many of you commenting about what a great effort Bruce is making. I can't be bothered. I said, morning all, has to be a win today. Also glad to see Nicky Devlin is on his way. Good player and will give good strength to the squad. Great start to the summer recruitment. So has that been confirmed? I haven't seen anything on that this morning. So has that actually been confirmed? Can you let me know? Matthew calls back saying, should be an amazing atmosphere today. Stand free. Kaiser has said, 3 points today will put us well on our way. I completely agree. It's like I've said before. I think we get a win today. Obviously, we face Hearts next, and then we've got St Mirren at Pittodrie. And look, Hearts will be a very difficult game no matter what. St Mirren, I'm confident about 2 home wins, and we are there. But again, let's just take it one game at a time. That's the most important thing. Let's get today done and dusted. Paul Donaldson has said, good morning from a sunny Aberdeen. Hope we can get all 3 points today. Just need to do what we've been doing these past few weeks. And he goes on to say, and then Jason Campbell goes on to say, everyone is talking about Willie's tears, but Hewitt's interview got me right in the throat. So if you didn't see the BBC documentary that was on, Willie also got very emotional when speaking about Tati. It's been a very emotional past few days. Can't be bothered, said, hopefully a few technical issues for VAR today. Kaiser said, thank you for Thursday night. I love putting it together. Do you know, that was the thing I was so frustrated about, sort of building up to a big finale. We were literally 10 minutes away from finishing the show, and boom, the system crashes. You've got no idea how upset I was. Gray Pilgrim is on saying, I have faith in Barry to focus the team on today's job and keep it separate from the Gothenburg celebrations. Good to see Barry at the ceremony yesterday, however briefly he was there. Yeah, exactly. I honestly agree. I couldn't believe, I can't agree with you more, I should say. Gary McIntosh has said, chatted to Alan Burrows yesterday. He told us that the players have been shielded from all the Gothenburg stuff. It's been about keeping things normal ahead of the match, just like any other match day. Brilliant, Gary. Thank you for posting. Fantastic. Matthew Call agrees with the team that I put out. Okay. Yeah, Gary McIntosh has said, I think that would also be everyone's lineup. Gary Gibson has said, heroes, just legends. You have to love Scottish football. Ewan Grant is here. Hi, Ewan. How are you, fella? Big test for the team and for Barry to get them mentally zeroed in. Well done to Barry and the team for another Manager of the Month award. Come on, you Reds. Feed in Duke, he said. Carl Fraser, good morning. Do you think the occasion may weigh heavily on the players, or do you think it will inspire them? So, it's been really interesting over the past few years when I've done my written blog, when I've spoken to some of the players, particularly from those that played in the mid to the late 90s, when the team really started to struggle after we won the Coca-Cola Cup. And David Priest, for example, I thought what he said was so interesting, that a manager came in and wanted the murals of the Gothenburg photographs to be taken down, because he felt that it was a weight on the shoulders of some of the players because of the expectation and all that. And David could not understand that mentality whatsoever. He said the players should use it as a means of inspiration to do better, to set themselves their own goals. And the way that Barry's been speaking over the past couple of days, where he's said basically the players from our Gothenburg area should be used as an inspiration to everybody at the football club. And I think it won't be a weight of expectation on them today. I don't think that will weigh on their shoulders at all. I think the players will use it as an inspiration to do better. And I'd be really interested to know if Barry uses it as part of his pre-match team talk today. These guys should be used as a tool to inspire anybody that walks through the doors at Pittodrie. If they've, it doesn't matter what age group. If you're a player that comes in, whether you train with the academy, whether you're walking in for the first time, whether you sign your full-time contract, these guys should inspire you in your thinking all the time. Because if you ask the players, they'll all say, if we can do it, you can do it. Because it's all about what's in there, I'm telling you. Okay. Okay, Andy M says, expect it will be the same lineup as last week. Too early for Ross. Cadden always a handful, so Johnny and Scales need to be switched on. Okay, Andy, yeah. That's the only thing I was worried about. The game might come a little bit too early for Ross. Paul Donaldson, you could tell how much Neil Cooper was loved by all the players. Alex McLeish yesterday when Rob McLean interviewed him on the stage, yeah. Can't be bothered has said, not confirmed, but has been stated minor things to be ironed out in terms of Nicky Devlin. Thanks, mate. Lee Doubles is on. Good morning, Lee. Hope you're okay. Nearly boy, today is huge. Get the win, boys. Come on, you Reds. Laurel 101. Just need to remember, if Celtic don't win the Scottish Cup and we finish third, we go into the third qualifying round for the Conference League. Yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. Absolutely right. So obviously we need to, as much as we need to concentrate on our own efforts, we do need Celtic to win the Scottish Cup for us to go into that last Europa League qualifying stage. Can't be bothered has said, would you take Van Veen if we keep Duke and Majowski? No. Look, Van Veen's a good player. He's been a thorn in our side for so many years. But is he again, this has always been my track of thought. If we were going to sign players, I think we've got to sign players to replace players. And I also think these players have got to be better than what we currently have to enhance a squad or enhance a team. And I'm not sure he would do that, with the greatest respect, of course. Kaiser has said, yep, the players should be relishing games like today. Lee Double said, think today's game will be difficult, but confident we can get the 3 points. Come on, you Reds. Right, let me just bring you a couple of more bits and pieces. So, let me grab some of the match stats for you, first and foremost. So I'll grab that. And I also want to grab this as well, because as you know, I love my history, and I want to be able to tell you a little bit more about the football club's history. And I also want to grab that to show you as well. 1 second, there we are. Okay, that's everything in. Right, so first and foremost, let's bring you the stats. So, did you know Aberdeen have only lost one of their last 13 home league games against Hibs? We've won 9 and drawn 3, winning our last 3 in a row. Aberdeen have won each of their last 5 home league games. The last 4 of those wins have come without conceding. Not since February 2012 have the Dons kept 5 successive home league clean sheets. Hibs have scored at least once in each of their last 14 league games, 27 goals. So that's where we need to be careful. Today's referee is Nick Walsh. On VAR is Andrew Dallas. So if you're heading to the game today, or even if you're not, this is Dolly Digital's front cover of today's Matchday programme, which is a special to commemorate 40 years of Gothenburg. It's been put together by editor Malcolm Panton. Lots and lots of contributions in there. Kevin Sterling, our former club historian, has done an incredible job on the issue as well. And I've been very lucky to have a sneaky peek at it. And it's an astonishing Matchday programme. It's probably the best I think the guys have ever done. On this day in the football club's history, in 1903, Victoria United played their last ever game before the amalgamation with Aberdeen and Orion. The game was so low-key that no reporter was present and the score was never recorded. And 40 years ago this very day, the late Teddy Scott was an unused substitute in a Reserve League East match game at Starks Park, only 2 days after Aberdeen won the Cup Winners' Cup. And believe it or not, Aberdeen won the game 3-0, and assistant manager Archie Knox, who was also on the bench, actually came on and played in the game. He replaced the late Stevie Gray, during the game. I find all that stuff absolutely amazing. The assistant manager who 2 days before won the Cup Winners' Cup beside Sir Alex Ferguson, and then is playing in a reserve game for the Dons. I find that absolutely Mind-blowing. Okay. Let's get back to your points. See where we are. Okay, Scott W has said, Baz will have us right up for this game today. I can see a very comfortable victory. 4-0 or 5-0. I love your confidence, Scott. Carl Fraser, cheers for the response, Ali. Barry must surely use Gothenburg as a rousing battle. Come on, you Reds. David Contwell, good morning. Today is huge. Great start to Barry being the gaffer, going on such an impressive run. We need to react to last week's defeat and get 3 points and back to winning ways. Come on, you Reds. Gary Gibson has said the roof of the shed is coming off today. Get in. Yeah, the red shed will be absolutely bouncing today. Ewan Grant. So Ewan is a member of Ali Beg ABTV, where he joined up. And again, forgive me for repeating myself here, but if you're watching for the first time and you don't know about the membership scheme, it's a very simple thing. It just means with a very small monthly fee, you can help me here on Ali Beg ABTV. And the plans that we've got for next season are absolutely huge. Looking to bring in a plasma screen. And what I'm looking to do is to upgrade the system where instead of me sitting here on the phone and reading your comments, there's a way where I can actually get your comments onto the channel, and you'll see it at the bottom of the screen. It will come up here on a graphic. So that's the type of things that we're looking to do. Looking to experiment with a watch-along show, which I know are hugely popular. So any game outside a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, because I'm committed to North Sound then, looking to do watch-along shows. So where you can basically just tune in to Ali Beg ABTV. I'll be sat here in the studio watching the game, just commenting as the game goes along, and also taking your comments during the game. And I thought it might be quite a cool way of people who live abroad or who don't have means to be able to go to games, that we kind of build a community and we watch the games together, if that makes sense. So those are the plans here, and to upgrade the equipment. And the membership scheme just helps massively by being able to do that. And I know and I appreciate that I have to rely on the goodwill of you for me to be able to do that. And for that, I'm very conscious and very grateful. So Ewan, thank you for your contribution today. He says, thanks for all the great work that you're doing, Ali, on Gothenburg Day. Down with the technical issues and up with the Dons. Jukes, Copa Mondials, and maybe a heater for the studio for winter. Brilliant. Thank you so much, mate. You're an absolute superstar. Rod Cow has said, confident we'll get the win. Hopefully it's not a nervy performance due to the occasion. And he goes on to say, up the Dons. Grey Pilgrim has said, your club's history facts are astonishing. How do you find out these things? Brilliant stuff from Teddy and Archie. So if you go to the AFC Heritage site, which is run by Chris Gavin, who you would have seen yesterday at the football club, who gave out the medals. The Heritage site it's an astonishing tool for the club's history, and it has every stat available. And the guys very kindly a couple of years ago when I was speaking to them said, you know, just use it. That's what it's there for. It's there for research purposes. So I use it as a fantastic means to do my research. If you've not seen it, take a look at it. AFC Heritage. Okay, where are we? John Grant has said, we are decent at home and should pick up the 3 points. Feed the Duke. Christopher Mainland, love the sound of that. I tune in from New Zealand. Brilliant. Carl Fraser said, watch along sounds like a fantastic idea. Living in Galashiels, it's hard to make the games. Yeah, so, you know, it's just an idea that I had. I know that YouTubers, you know, from clubs who have bigger fan bases, let's put it that, globally, they do it. And the amount of people that watch along is mind-blowing. So the only thing that we have to be aware of is that obviously I can't show the game, and I can't have any commentary from the game as well. So, and I have to have the screen out of vision, so we can't see anything. So it's just literally me here, looking at the screen and just commenting. You know, it's and then just reading out comments. I think it could be really, really good fun. So a little bit later, again, bear with me while I grab this. So I'll be on North Sound between 2 and 6 o'clock on the big Saturday football show with Stephen Mills, Stevie Cowan, and Ewan Cameron. And we recently came runner-up in the National Radio Awards for the best sports show in the UK. We came runners-up. We won the silver medal, which is just absolutely astonishing, considering that the show is now nearly only 2 years old. So if you're unaware of the show, you have to trust me when I tell you this. For me, it's the perfect mixture of music, laughter, games, fun, banter, and then I report as anything happens at Pittodrie. So if anything happens at Pittodrie, the guys come to me and I report to them immediately. So if you can't go to Pittodrie and you're out and about, and if you're at home and doing whatever and you've got the radio on in the background, it's a very tongue-in-cheek type of program, and I think that's why it's become so popular, because we don't take ourselves overly seriously. For us, it's just about having a really good laugh. And what I also love about the show is that we concentrate on all of Scottish football, and we're really not that bothered about Celtic and Rangers. We don't care, if I'm being honest. We leave that to Clyde Super Scoreboard. So I really hope you can tune in, because as I've said, the show is really, really good fun. Right, let's get back to your messages. Okay, Graham Barron has said, Nick Walsh as ref and Dallas on VAR. How many times do we have to have these officials? It's like they don't want a successful at Aberdeen. Yeah, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. We just have to deal with it. Can't be bothered and said, surely the royalties from your songs constantly being played and streamed will pay for everything. Mate, let me tell you, right? So bear with me a second. So believe it or not, today is the 30-year anniversary of Bad Boys Inc. signing our record deal with A&M. It happened 30 years ago today, which, again, completely blows my mind. And folk have actually asked me a few times, do I still earn a living from it? No, I absolutely do not. Absolutely having a laugh. The last royalty... The mad thing is, so I received a royalty check about a year after the band split up, and it was decent enough, and it got me through a few months. And then I did not receive anything for 10 years, and I swear this is a true story. So I was working at Satanta, and I got this random phone call from somebody from a company who look after artists. I know I'm going completely off track for football here, so bear with me. And she asked me to confirm my identity and all that sort of stuff. And she said, we've got some royalties here for you. And I was like, wow, how much? And she goes, I don't know. She goes, but I know that it's more than £50 because it registers after £50. So I'm like, right, okay. So I'm thinking 10 years royalties. Oh, okay. So she said, I'll get it sent out to you as soon as possible. So I was like, brilliant. So as you can imagine, I was so giddy for it, like, couldn't wait to see what was coming in. And I was basing my thoughts on how much I would get on the previous checks. I was thinking, wow, this could be okay, So it came in, I opened it up, I swear to God. It was for £47.50. And the buggers charged me £2.50 for special delivery. £47.50. That was my royalty check for 10 years. Honest to Christ, man, I swear that's true. And then I didn't receive another one for many, many years, and it came through. And again, it was for just over 50 quid. It was while I was living in Doha. But what I found recently is that they're coming in sort of more often. They're now sort of coming in a sort of a bi-yearly time, and it's roughly always round about 50 quid. I've not had more than 50. In fact, that's a lie. The last one I got was 100 quid. This time it was 50 quid. And it's mad to think, and we are getting played on radio more, and you've seen us on Top of the Pops and all that sort of stuff recently. Isn't it absolutely mad? Absolutely mad. Oh dear. So let's get back. Yeah, a lot of you are commenting about today's referee and VAR. John Grant has said, 30 years ago today, Gizo, another Freedom of the City coming soon. Somehow I can't see that happening. Gary McIntosh, 30 years since Bad Boys Inc. Are you shooting for Freedom of the City? Oh, dear. Grey Pilgrim, careful, Ali. HMRC might be watching. So many of you laughing at you at the £47.50. Unbelievable. Mad Ferret said, Ali, don't let the money change you. Kaiser said, you've got to write your own songs to get the money. God, don't you just. Deary me. Where did it all go wrong? Right, guys, we're done for today. That's us done just over half an hour. So thank you so much for coming on. So don't forget, please press the like button if you enjoyed it. Consider the membership scheme. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're now edging closer to 3,000 subscribers. 3,000. Oh, eh? So we'll be back tomorrow night for the review show, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And then we've got more lined up next week as well. So guys, have a brilliant day. Come on, you Reds. Come on, lads. Let's make it a very special occasion today. Let's get the 3 points. Let's continue that march towards Europe. Come on. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.